UFC Vegas 96 has a very good main event. We're about to find out how good Caio Borralho actually is and if he's a guy that should be ranked in the top 5. But we also have a couple of Ultimate Fighter fights because this is serving as not only a fight night, but the finale of the Ultimate Fighter. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks, and I'm going to give you my bets for UFC Vegas 96. Before we talk about UFC Vegas 96, give me 30 seconds to brag about UFC 305. We crushed UFC 305. We brought home 4.21 units of net profit, a 28% return on investment for all the bets we put on the board for premium members. It was a great card. The giant landmines were Mateusz Gamrot and Steve Erceg. I actually bet on Dan Hooker, and I had no money on Erceg. Jakey Boy did bet on those two, but they were in a parlay. Both sides of that parlay broke, and the rest of his bets did well enough for him to make money. If you want to join the crew, unlock all the picks, the bets, and everything else you can now. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 for an entire month. That month includes UFC 306, which is Noche UFC. Here's a closer look at that safety parlay. It did hit at UFC 305. It is 13-4 in the last 12 pay-per-views. I'm mentioning pay-per-views because we tend to crush pay-per-views. And if you become a premium member today, you will have full access to everything clean through the next pay-per-view, which is UFC 306. Just total events, it is 8-3 in the last 11 events. It hits at a 72% event win rate. It's absolutely spectacular how durable, how reliable, and how consistent the safety parlay is. You can unlock it now at WeWantPicks.com. Just click Become a Member. You'll get this safety parlay, the safety parlay for UFC Vegas 97, the safety parlay for UFC 306, and I think you get the trend here. But you're not just going to get bets with premium membership. You're going to get tools. One of those tools is the Prop Hunter. This is a curated set of data specifically designed to help you find prop bets. You're going to get the line movement tracker, which is going to give you the opening odds, the current odds, the win probability, and the line movement for every fighter on every card, and a whole bunch of other crap that I'm not going to bother mentioning here because it takes too long. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Let's go ahead and talk about this card specifically. Last week, if you go back to this exact video for UFC 305, every single name I had on this slide won. Every single name. The confident favorites all won. Every single person I listed as a solid underdog won. Hopefully we can repeat that success here. Listen, this is a slim and trim slide. I don't love this card. I think it's a fun card. I'm very excited for that main event. I'm curious to see how that plays out, but I do not love this card for betting. And we obviously have some bets, and I'll show them to you, but some cards are easier than others. You guys know that. I'm not telling anything you don't know. Most confident favorites. Zach Reese. And what kind of world are we living in where Zach Reese's name is listed on their most confident favorites? What kind of world is that? Think about that. This is a dude who was powerbombed by Cody Brundage, listed as the most confident favorite. And the reality is he should win. He's got power in his hands. He's got jiu-jitsu nerd skills. He should absolutely win this fight. And if I'm looking at this card, there's not a ton of people that I'm like 100% him, 100% her. Zach Reese is going to have to be one of them. You're going to notice the biggest favorite on the card is not on this list. Cong Wang is not on this list. Minus 1,200 favorite. She's so untested, it's out of control. She should win that fight. The odds are too far gone to spend any money on. You can't even look at that fight. That's why she's not on this list. Michael Morales, he's now minus 850. Much earlier in the week, he was a far, far more affordable guy. But you wait too long, and the week goes on, and the odds continue to move. People look at this card, they say, I don't love any of this. Well, he should win. And that's what happens at his line. So again, he's not the most affordable guy either. I do think he wins. I think he is literally better than Neil Magny everywhere except experience. He's the much better wrestler. He should be the much better striker. He's younger, faster, stronger, all the things. So he should win. And then Myron Santos. This is a fight that was just added. We had to wait for the Ultimate Fighter finale to air. He gives me Carlos Prates kind of vibes. He's got that like move forward, long, lanky striker with laser pinpoint accuracy vibes. Now he can get taken down. We've seen him outside of the Ultimate Fighter get taken down, get controlled, lose. But I think he wins here. And frankly, I think the odds are, if I'm looking at the rest of this card, pretty affordable. If we're looking at some underdogs, you could basically list everybody on this card, including Victoria Leonardo. But ones that I'm a little more confident in, I think James Yantop has a very real opportunity to win this fight. Yes, Vyacheslav Borshev should be the far more technical striker, right? He's literally the striking coach at Team Alpha. He's a very, very good striker. But his chin is long gone. And all of a sudden, Vyacheslav Borshev doesn't seem to be the guy that we thought he was. And James Yantop is young, durable, just going to keep moving, keep charging, and just keep bombing away. So he could absolutely win this fight. Dennis Bazooka, he is now plus 120. I'm going to show you a bet I got on him. I got it the other day. This is Dennis Bazooka versus Francis Marshall. He has a brand new short notice opponent. Maybe I'm an idiot and maybe I give Dennis Bazooka a little too much credit, but I think he's far better than people think he is. He's got very good wrestling. We've seen his hands. He's got decent power. And yes, he has 2 losses in the UFC, but both of those losses are quality. I think Dennis Bazooka could absolutely win this fight. Gerald Meerschaert, this is striker versus grappler. If Gerald Meerschaert cannot get a takedown, he's going to get knocked out. Simple. If Gerald Meerschaert can get a takedown, he, in all likelihood, wins this fight by submission. It's just literally that simple. Who is going to implement their game plan? Jared Meerschaert is chinny. His opponent, Shabazian, has no submission defense. Like, one of these guys are going to do what they want to do, and I think Jared Meerschaert has a very real opportunity to win this fight. And then Angela Hill. I flat out picked Angela Hill to win. Angela Hill, at one point in time, about a week ago, was the favorite in this matchup. The line is flipped. But Angela Hill has good takedown defense. She's got 20 times the amount of experience of Tabitha Ricci. She's got good striking, and I think she could absolutely defend the takedowns and jab her way to a decision win. She absolutely can do that. I do think she does do that. Tabitha Ricci went 1 for 10 in takedown attempts. Obviously, that was against Tisha Torres or Tisha Pennington. So that's an interesting matchup. That's a good co-main event. It does matter for the rankings in the division. I think Angela Hill is a very good underdog here, especially when you factor in her experience. Let's take a look at my actual bet. I only got 3 units on the board. I only have 3 units. And frankly, you don't need to go crazy every single week. We made a bunch of money last week. We've been doing very well week in and week out. And a lot of that has to do with discipline. I'm not just blindly throwing bets and throwing a couple of favorites together and be like, yeah, this should hit. I'm not chasing wild 29 leg parlays. I know you guys love those. I get emails every week. Every week, after every event, we get inundated with, I won, thank you. Look at what I did because of you, thank you. Here's my ticket for the safety parlay, thank you. All that, every week. And I love it. I love it. But I also get every week, why didn't you guys do a long parlay? You guys should put up a 4, 5, 6 leg parlay every week and call it. If I put up a 5 leg parlay every week and it misses, which it should, it's 5 legs, it'll miss. The hate that I will get is insane. There's no forgiveness. There is no leeway in this YouTube world of MMA. I am not putting up 4, 5, 6, 7 leg parlays. Obviously, you guys can do that. Listen, sorry about the rant. I had 0 bets on Mateusz Gamrot. 0, not one single bet on him. I actually bet on his opponent and won that bet. I had 0 bets on Steve Erceg. I said all week Steve Erceg could absolutely lose this fight, so I didn't bet on him. But people who watch the videos, 400,000 of you who watch the videos, built out parlays with Gamrot and Steve Erceg. And the first thing they do is come to the comments, Gamrot lost, you suck. What? I didn't do it with my money. Why'd you do it with yours? So anybody who's like, hey, why don't you do 4, 5, 6, 7 leg parlays? Look, it's plus 1,000. I put $1 on it. I made a ton of money. That's why. A, they don't hit. I'm trying to hit consistently. And B, there is no forgiveness in this sport. And especially you lose a bet, you lose your money. It's just that simple. So I only have 3 units here because I'm trying to find the appropriate spots. I'm trying to hit bets that will make money every single week. And of course, we can't do it every week, but we've been doing it far more often than we have not. First bet on the board. A parlay that honestly could be the safety parlay. It's not, but it might as well. It could be. We got Angela Hill and Tabitha Ricci over 2.5, plus Joseanne Nunes and Cavalcante over 2.5. Both of those fights should absolutely go the distance. I put a unit on that, minus 124. Frankly, those are decent odds for that. Then James Yantop win inside the distance decision, no action. What that bet means is if James Yantop finishes the insanely chinny Vyacheslav Borshev, I get paid at plus 135. If James Yantop loses a decision, or even wins a decision, I get a full refund. I'm expecting a refund here, but there is the upside to get paid. The only way I lose this bet is if Vyacheslav finishes James. James is a very durable guy. Vaislav's been chinny. He's desperate for a win. He's probably going to get cut if he doesn't get a win. So I see James at minimum surviving, so this bet will be a refund in that case. Potentially could finish Vaislav, who has shown to be chinny. Then we got Dennis Bazooka. I did straight up money line. Listen, they announced his original opponent, Danny Silva, dropped. And that was a very tough matchup. Danny Silva's gone. We're bringing in Francis Marshall. Francis Marshall hasn't fought in almost a year. Francis Marshall, who was just taken down and absolutely mauled in his last fight versus Dennis Bazooka. Short notice. I'm going Dennis. And again, maybe I give Dennis more credit than he deserves. But Dennis Bazooka is a good wrestler, an accomplished wrestler who actually wrestled before MMA. We've seen that he has striking. We've seen that he's a durable guy. He's a guy that's willing to fight. And he's coming off a great performance, a good win. He finally has some confidence. And if you look at his losses in the UFC, they are good losses to good people that would also both beat the shit out of Francis Marshall. I think Dennis Bazooka wins this. My only regret here is that I got him at minus 110 instead of the plus 120 that he is right now. And then, of course, the safety parlay. I just mentioned the safety parlay hits at a 72% event win rate. The safety parlay is like 12-4 in the last whatever the hell pay-per-views. The safety parlay is 8-3 in the last 11 events total. The long-term profitability of the safety parlay is insane. WeWantPicks.com, click become a member. It's freaking $10. Literally, the goal here is to build the greatest premium offering on the planet and make it at such an insane price point you can't question it. And it's working. We have almost 4,000 premium members. We're right there. Hopefully we get to 4,000 before UFC 306. But either way, unlock the premium membership. You'll get everything you want. $10 a freaking month. Let's take a look at some of Jacob's bets. Most of Jacob's bets are for premium members. But I'll give you a little teaser here. Keep in mind, this is being recorded before all the props have dropped, before the weigh-ins. Inevitably, there are always more bets that come, right? You see the weigh-ins. There's a couple extra reads. There's more bets. The props drop for significant strike lines and takedown lines, and then there's more bets. So this is what we have so far. Jacob's got 4.4 units on the board before the weigh-ins, and if everything goes well, he can bring back 9.775. He's got Tabitha Ricci, his underdog lock of the week. He got her at plus 100. She was a straight-up underdog just a few days ago. She is now a favorite, but just a few days ago, she was a straight-up underdog. He put out a whole entire video explaining why he thinks that she wins, so you can watch that. Ryan Loder. He's got Ryan Loder half a unit. He got him at plus 135. Obviously, that is an Ultimate Fighter finale. Ryan Loder, All-American wrestler. And then he's got a couple more bets. Here's a teaser, plus 600. You know, Jacob loves his giant payouts. And that's a single bet. That is not a wild 10-leg parlay. So if things go well for Jakey, things will go well for you. And here's a closer look. He has been crushing it. This is 3 events worth of bets, but if you go back and see the bets that he had for UFC 305, he made 1.5 units on that event too. And that's what this is all about. Finding the right spots, moving forward. 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. He put up 5 units at UFC Abu Dhabi, just moving forward, finding the spots. 12 plus units of net profit from only Jacob over the last 4 events. Once you factor in my bets, it's far, far more than 12. Premium membership is an absolute ridiculous no-brainer. Whether you want to see what our bets are or do your own research and find your own, WeWantPicks.com, click become a member at the top. Take a quick look at Bet Openly. If you don't know who Bet Openly is, they are an online peer-to-peer betting site. They're not a sports book, but you can go on there and treat it like a sports book. The difference is when you go to DraftKings, FanDuel, BetOnline, when you go to a sports book, it is you versus them. If you win, you literally take their money, the casino's money, the sports book's money. That's why even money bets are minus 110, minus 110. There's 10% profit built in no matter what. Bet Openly is a peer-to-peer betting site. So you're going to get an even money fight is plus 100, plus 100. It is literally even money. Because when you win, you're taking money from another human being. Bet Openly doesn't care who wins their bet. They just want people on there using the platform. They take a 1% fee on the winnings. 1%. That's it. 1% fee on the winnings. And everybody bets each other. And you have the opportunity to take my actual money from my pocket, Jacob's money from his. If you bet Angela Hill, you could be taking Jacob's money from his pocket. If you bet the other side of the safety parlay, you could be taking that money as well. They have added UFC finish props and PFL. If you are a PFL person, you can go ahead and bet on PFL as well. Check them out at WeWantPicks.com/betopenly or just betopenly.com. Another look at that safety parlay. Unlock it. Premium membership. And let me send you $50. If you go to wewantpicks.com/bets, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. You're going to use the link. You're going to sign up. You're going to make an account. You're going to deposit at least $50, and then we're going to give you $50 because they're going to pay us. wewantpicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. We'll send you $50 as a thank you.